forward?
Go forward.
Course 102, Section 3, General Data in the Appraisal Process. Learning objectives. At the conclusion of this section, students should be able to 1. List trends affecting value. 2. Define neighborhood and describe 3 different types of neighborhood boundaries. 3. List the 4 forces that affect value and give examples of each. General data. Appraisal involves a careful analysis of international, national, and local trends and forces that affect value. This information is usually referred to as general data because it is not specific to the individual property. Trends affecting value. A trend is usually defined as a general movement or a current style or preference. It is an expression of the principle of change. Because value is created by the anticipation of future benefits from the property, the appraiser needs to be aware of trends that make property more or less desirable. These trends can occur internationally, nationally, regionally, or locally. Some of these trends include increase or decrease in building costs and overall prices, increase or decrease in business activity, changes in taste or demand for property, changes in population, changes in purchasing power, trends in financing, mortgage rates, and credit requirements, taxes. Property taxes themselves may affect value. Forces. Where a trend is a description of change as it happens, a force is a cause of change or a factor that affects value. The appraiser must be aware of those factors that are causing change in the market. Traditionally, appraisers identify 4 forces that cause change or affect value. 1. Physical forces. Physical forces acting on physical condition or location of the property. 2. Economic. Economic forces affecting the desirability of the property in the market. 3. Governmental. Governmental actions or policies by governmental authorities. 4. Social. Social actions or conditions within the community. And 5, forces that can act and be felt at the international, national, regional, and local levels are international forces, which are war, trade, stability of currency. National forces are actions that the federal government takes that can cause change in markets, such as Federal Reserve policies, Treasury and taxation policies, interest rates, federal housing policies, and or environmental policies. Regional forces, gains or losses in employment, income level, population changes, availability of financing, and local business climate. Local forces, a general economic trend. 6. Examples of physical or environmental forces affecting the value. A. Location. B. Appearance of the neighborhood. C. Size, shape, and area of land parcels or lots. D. Street patterns. E. Access to supporting facilities and services. F. Topography. G. Climate. H. Utilities. I. Soil and subsoil conditions. J. Drainage. K. Environmental hazards and nuisances. L. Transportation. Number 7. Examples of economic forces affecting value. A. Jobs, such as availability of employment and of qualified workforce. B. Level of wages paid. C. Ratio of owner-occupied properties. D. Supply of and demand for particular property types. E. Land use patterns. F. Utility costs. G. Insurance rates. H. Growth direction and patterns. Growth direction and patterns. Number 8. Governmental forces affecting value. Well, it just didn't feel right leaving the tongue. Availability or lack of government services, planning and zoning, building codes and other development regulations, health and environmental regulations, taxes and assessments, schools. Number 9, social forces affecting value, such as population changes, crime levels, and availability of labor.
Okay, D.
D. Neighborhoods. Because tax appraisers must appraise many properties in a small amount of time, it is useful to divide the jurisdiction into units or areas where the same valuation model or formula can be used. These units are frequently called neighborhoods. A neighborhood is an area of complementary land uses in which all properties are similarly affected by physical, governmental, social, and economic forces. For example, in a residential neighborhood, there will be other land uses that provide services to the neighborhood, such as parks, schools, etc. Often the most important unit of analysis in mass appraisal, because a mass appraisal formula can be applied quickly and uniformly to all of the properties in the neighborhood. A neighborhood boundary is a line where one neighborhood ends and another begins. Neighborhood boundaries may be natural, with topography, wetlands, rivers, and lakes, political, for such as city limits, zoning districts, and school districts. C, man-made, such as streets, highways, railroad tracks, utility rights of way.